Okay, wow, I did not want to end my Tuesday night on this somber news, but fans of The Rock, or Rockheads as I imagine they're called, are going to be very sad to know that some troubling news has come in on the King's newest film, The Smashing Machine. The movie has been out for almost 2 weeks now, and it has become abundantly clear it's not going to make its money back. In fact, it's not even going to come close. Let's talk about the new film, The Smashing Machine, bombing hard, and whether or not people still even want to smell what The Rock has been cooking. Before I jump into the numbers for The Smashing Machine, if you wouldn't mind smashing the subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcast, I would appreciate it. Let's talk about this dumpster fire. On October 3rd, 2025, history was made. His story was made, I should say, as MMA fighter Mark Kerr's story was brought to the big screen, recaptured through the man, the myth, the legend of Dwayne "The Rock" fucking Johnson. And people rushed out to theaters in droves to see anything else because The Smashing Machine did not smash the box office. In fact, it did quite the contrary. As of now, this film has only been able to muster up $13.6 million. May seem like a good chunk of money to some. To fools! Because this movie had a budget, folks, and that budget exceeded $50 million. Some people whispering it was closer to $70 million when you factor in all the marketing that went into this thing. I recently talked about the box office bomb of another fan favorite, Jennifer Lopez, and her film, The Kiss of the Spider-Woman. That movie's doing far worse numbers, but it didn't open to as many theaters, and obviously, it's Jennifer Lopez, who gives a shit. People did say to me, though, Sir, Adam, as they often do, tears in their eyes as they approach me, the Spider-Woman did not cost $50 million. I saw online it's anywhere from $30 to upwards of $40 million. Usually when I talk about the numbers, it's a little bit in flux because I don't know exactly what these things run. They do say, though, whatever the final number is, typically you want to add a good chunk to it because marketing, advertising is not included in that figure. The number I see online for The Smashing Machine is $50 million, but again, it doesn't count advertising, which does run a huge amount for some of these films. And as I always point out, most films need to double what they put in. So if The Smashing Machine really is $50 million full stop, it needs to make at least $100 million at the break-even point when you factor in the theater cut and some of the other marketing that goes into this. Now, 10 days out, 11 days out, there's still a lot of legs on this thing, right? Wrong! According to my resources, aka Google, this film had a cataclysmic 73% drop from week to week. That is massive. After 7 days, you can expect 50%, but 73, holy shit. No one's seeing this thing anymore. The saddest part in all of this is The Smashing Machine is one of the better Dwayne Johnson movies in the last, decade. I did not care for the Santa Claus caper called Red 1, nor did I think Red Notice was any better. He likes movies with red in the title, apparently. Now hang on, put the Kleenex box down. We don't need to start waving our flags at half-mast for him. Dwayne Johnson's gonna be just fine. He's got a Jumanji 3 in the works. He's already back to the well, pumping out that box office shit that we just eat up. Nom, 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 nom. But he has a dozen other projects in the work. This guy's an entrepreneur. From a financial standpoint, Dwayne Johnson's fine. This doesn't hurt him in the slightest outside of perhaps checking his ego. But if Black Adam didn't do that already, probably nothing else will at this point. It does perhaps tell a different tale, though, or at the very least posing this question. Is Dwayne Johnson a bankable leading man? I went back and looked at his biggest box office successes, and I was surprised to find out most of them are giant ensemble films, many of which he didn't even start the franchise in. He just jumped in later, like a baby fish swimming alongside a shark eating the remains. Maybe a bad comparison. Dwayne Johnson's always the large shark in the room. 5 of his top 10 highest grossing movies of all time are Fast and the Furious films. Only one of them he headlined. The other ones he's just a small side character in. Then there's 2 Jumanji movies, which already were riding the coattails of the original Robin Williams film. Granted, these are very different flicks, but they are still pretending for some reason to be a sequel to the original. Laughable! And let's not fool ourselves. We know everyone's lining up at the theaters for Jack Black, not Dwayne Johnson. Then at number 8, there's San Andreas Rampage. People are going to Rampage for giant-ass animals fighting each other. Dwayne Johnson's just the cherry on top of the ass sundae. And in the 10 spot, the hierarchy of power has changed, baby. It's Black Adam. And even though Black Adam is on his highest grossing list, don't get it twisted, that film actually didn't make money. It lost anywhere between $50 to $100 million. The Smashing Machine's certainly not going to make its money back. Black Adam's like, you new here? Hold my cape. Getting back for a second to that 73% drop off, I think another thing worth noting is The Smashing Machine was just not that great. It was a perfectly meh movie. I was more positive on it than I was negative in my review, and I even gave it a little fresh marker on Rotten Tomatoes. I still wouldn't say go out and see this film in theaters. This is something you watch on a Sunday rainy afternoon. The problem is the story's just not that fleshed out, and it has one of the most lackluster anti-build-up endings I've seen in quite some time for a film. It's like if we watched Rocky train for half the film, run up those iconic stairs, get into the final ring with Apollo Creed, and then just stop halfway through the fight and go, hope you guys had a good time. Hi, I'm Mark Kerr. This is my movie. Thanks for coming out. The three of you that did. DJ recently addressed the Smashing Machine numbers. DJ, of course, short for Dwayne Johnson. I'm calling him that for that one time only. And he was very candid. He was actually, I think, very healthy with his response. He said, now, while I can't control the box office, I can control the performance and the commitment I put in. That's fair. I like that. I really appreciate that. And I'm hopeful that the takeaway for him is, okay, I just got to do a bunch of slop to get the bank account back up. I think he's pretty set when it comes to the finances. I would love to see him, though, try his hand a few more times at this whole acting thing. I think he might be able to pull it off more than he thinks. I think he did a pretty damn good job in The Smashing Machine. I would like to see more of that and less of the I'm wearing safari outfit number 3 and I'm in jungle number 7 for this film. And when it comes to action schlock, I'm in no way, shape, or form above that. I celebrate the entire John Wick catalog, and that includes Ballerina, which I thought was freaking awesome. May I throw out a suggestion? I want Hobbs and Shaw 2. Bring back Statham, bring back The Rock. That's box office fire. If Jason Statham has shown us anything over the years, it's that he can make any profession bankable. You toss that fucker in a beekeeper outfit, he'll easily clear $30 or $40 million. Actually, you know what? I have the numbers in front of me. Let me just check notes. $162 million. That's what Beekeeper made. Well, now I'm depressed all over again. Okay, those are my thoughts on the Smashing Machine poor performance. Is it earned? Is it justified? I mean, I don't know why the hell this movie cost $50 to $70 million to begin with. That's insane. This is a grounded picture about an MMA fighter. What are we doing? I imagine Dwayne Johnson ate up a large amount of that money, but whatever. He's getting paid regardless. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Again, I would love to have you sub to the show Adam Does Movies on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. I'd be pleased as punch if you did. And with that, I take my leave. Hopefully I see you next time. Take care. Oh, wow, you're still here. Well, since I have you, maybe think about jumping by the old merch store, Adam Does Movies, and pick up one of these Adam Does Movies Halloween tees. It's got Jason on the cover there on the logo, a little Friday the 13th inspiration in time for the holidays. On top of that, maybe think about becoming a Patreon at patreon.com/Adam Does Movies to really help support this one-man band. And that way I can afford to actually put out some candy this year for the trick-or-treaters and not just an empty pumpkin with a sign that says take one only. Implying that some fat little crap took all of them and left right away. Okay, that's all I got. Take care.